The world of living. Chapter 7 of ours is going on, dear students. Today we are going to discuss about the remaining bases on which we can classify the plants into more categories. Along with, we are also going to discuss about the importance of plants in our life. Good morning, students. Ready to learn science with me? Let's go. Classification on the basis of habitat. Question arises, what is habitat? The place where plants or animals live, get their food, and interact with the environment comfortably. That place is called the habitat. Plants and animals live and adapt themselves to their habitat. The habitat may be terrestrial. The terri means land. So terrestrial means the plants living on land, or aquatic. Aqua means water. So plant may be terrestrial or aquatic. Plants that grow in deserts, mountains and grasslands all comes in the category of terrestrial or land habitat because they grow on land. And now it is clear to you that terri means land. And all the plants living in ponds, rivers, lakes, oceans, etc., they comes in the category of aquatic plants. By taking all these habitats together, we are going to classify the plants into three categories. Number 1, mesophytes. Number 2, xerophytes. And number 3, hydrophytes. The meaning of each group is present there in the name. First of all, meso. Meso means medium. Mesophytes grow on land and need moderate means medium amount of water supply for their survival. They have medium sized roots and bear normal green leaves. Some of the examples: banyan tree, mango tree, apple tree, etc. All are the example of mesophytes. Now come to the next category, that is xerophytes. These plants grow in deserts. They need very small amount of water for their survival. They have long roots because that is required to go deep into the earth to take the water, as there is shortage of water in deserts. Along with, they have spiny leaves. Their leaves are not normal. Their leaves reduce to spines, कांटे बन जाते हैं. And there are two reasons behind. One is they prevent the loss of water through stomata, and second, they protect the plant from animals. In this way, this is all about xerophytes. And cactus and babool are the good example of xerophytes. Cacti is the plural of cactus, dear student. Now the third category is hydrophyte. Hydro means water. So the plants that need maximum amount of water, and hence they grow in water. They have either very small roots or no roots at all. Why? Because there is no need. They are already present in the water. They And what is the function of root? To absorb water. So if water is nearby, is there need to grow in size? No need. So they bear leaves coated with a thin film. What is the meaning of that? Have you seen the lotus plant? Leaves of lotus plant are waxy one. Waxy means very smooth from the top, so that water can't enter inside and prevent the leaves from decaying. So lotus is the good example of hydrophyte. In this way, we can say, dear student, mesophytes which need minimum amount of water, xerophytes which need zero amount of water or minimum amount of water, and hydrophyte that need maximum amount of water. What about the leaves? In all the three categories, mesophytes are having normal green leaves, xerophytes they are having the spiny leaves. What about hydrophyte? They are having the leaves that are coated with thin film, that are waxy in appearance. And what about roots? Medium size in mesophyte, very long in xerophytes, and very short or not at all in hydrophytes. In this way, you can easily differentiate between the three categories by taking each basis. What about the roots, leaves, and need of water? You can put forward example also. Now we are going to the next category, classification on the basis of nutrition. On the basis of the mode of nutrition, plants have been divided into two categories, autotrophs and heterotrophs. Auto means self and hetero means depend on other. So as you know very well, all the green plants are autotrophs as they can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis, whereas all the non-green plants are considered as heterotrophs because they cannot prepare their own food and they use the food synthesized by the other plants or animals. Heterotrophs are again divided into two categories. Number one, parasites are the plants that feed on other living bodies. Dodder, that is known as amarbale, popular name of dodder is amarbale, and orchids are the example of parasites plants because they live on other plants. And saprophytes are the plants which feed on dead and decaying bodies. Mushroom and fungus are examples of saprophytes plants. So, dear student, this is all about the classification of plants on the basis of nutrition, means from where they used to take their food. And this is the good example of autotrophs. Mango tree is a autotroph because it can prepare its own food by the process of photosynthesis. In this way, broadly, you can group all the plants, all the vast variety of plants present on the earth in various categories on different bases. This is all about the classification of plants, dear students. Now, I am just taking a topic, how plants are important for us. 4 points of importance are given there. Plants consume carbon dioxide, as you know very well, and produce oxygen, during which process? Photosynthesis. Oxygen released during this process is used by all the animals present on the earth, and by absorbing the carbon dioxide from the earth, plants also purify our atmosphere. This is all about the first. Second one, plants are the basic source of all food. They provide fruits, grains, vegetables, oils, spices, sugar, tea, etc. to other living organisms. Third point of importance is all about the things like wood, rubber, paper, cotton. All these are obtained from plants. These are the plant products and are used for producing or making many other useful products. Now come to the last one. Many medicines are obtained from different plants. Neem, tulsi, clove, and eucalyptus are some of the well-known plants having the medicinal value there. So dear student, this is all about the classification of plants. Up to now, surely you have realized that how much importance plants are having in our life. So what we are going to do? Keep planting and caring them to make this beautiful planet a green planet. Have a good day, dear students.